Cocaine can be produced in three forms that includes powder liquid, powder mixture, and crystal rock, also known as crack. These are street names that are given to cocaine based on the appearance, or also a form of talking about the drug without saying the word cocaine. However, there are more males than females that use cocaine, at least by the time in their second year of college. The question is, why do some college students use cocaine? According to research, college students may use this drug due to exposure, peer pressure, may want to fit in with other fellow students, or may be vulnerable to cocaine use. But there can be other reasons to it as well, such as students might be dealing with stress, or they might feel that their situation is out of control, which they believe by taking this drug is their escape.
Once you start taking that stuff, like I said, you feel like a rock star. You feel invincible. You feel just nothing can touch you.
You can make conversations, you're happy, but that's only for about a half hour.
The night I first took it, I wanted more that entire night.
With Coke, it's like instant.
Because it only lasts for 15, 20 minutes and then you gotta have another line.
And then I need some more because I'd start coming down.
So you're just constantly chasing this high that you'll never achieve. I was leaving work every half an hour to go buy more.
I was working like 14, 16 hours a day. I started using more and more cocaine to keep working, to make more money.
You spend all your money on it, one way or another. It was so expensive that I'd only do enough until I ran out and I couldn't afford to buy more. That's when I realized I had absolutely no control over myself, and the cocaine was pretty much controlling me. You do more so you can feel normal, and you don't feel normal ever on the drug.
I couldn't complete anything I started. Couldn't have a conversation with anybody. I couldn't look anybody in the face.
Your body craves more and more, but when you're at that point, the more you take, the more dysfunctional you become.
It's like quicksand. Once it gets its grip, it just starts sucking you in. And the harder and harder you try to pull yourself out of it, the deeper and deeper you go.
There are many parts of the body that are affected. When using cocaine, it affects the throat, where people have difficulty to swallow and have sore throats. Also, the liver is damaged from contracting HIV or hepatitis C. The stomach is affected because people lose appetite and weight. People's skin have an appearance of sores. It also affects the eyes by making users' vision blurry. Due to snorting, this drug damages the nose and causing to deform if used for a long time. The lungs are also affected by severe chest pain, shortness of breath, and respiratory failure. The heart is affected by increased blood pressure and heart rate that can cause a heart attack as well as death. Blood vessels are constricted, causing a stroke. A cocaine user can feel nauseous, pain, and diarrhea in their intestine. Then, the reproductive system is also affected because the drug user can result of miscarriage for women and impotence for men. Lastly, the brain is affected with severe depression, seizures, violent behavior, addiction, and withdrawal, and also causes stroke or death. Cocaine affects the naturally occurring chemicals in the brain. This drug affects three major neurotransmitters, which are dopamine, that is pleasure and reward, serotonin, that is the mood, appetite, and anger, and lastly, adrenaline. When a person uses cocaine, these three neurotransmitters are quickly released into the brain. Generally, these neurotransmitters are reobserved soon after release. However, with cocaine, it prevents this process. Instead, the chemical accumulates in the brain. As we can see in the picture, cocaine attaches to the dopamine transporter and blocks the normal recycling process that results in building up of the dopamine and synapses, which causes the person to feel the pleasurable effects of cocaine. Other health consequences for long-term use include malnutrition due to decreased appetite, significant weight loss, abdominal pain, extreme fatigue, and constant headaches. These are some signs and symptoms that we need to look out for our loved ones if they are abusing cocaine. If it is a loved one that is abusing cocaine while in college, it is important to guide them and help them look for assistance needed to overcome it. Because if it is ignored, there's a possibility that their abuse to cocaine can get worse and even lose their accomplishment to finish college. So there is treatment out there for people that abuse cocaine. But in order for the individual to fully recover from treating cocaine addiction, they will have to give up completely the drug.
You know, everybody always talks when they're young, oh, I'll try anything, I want to try something new, I do it, but it's just not worth it.
I wish I had never done it that first time. A social acceptance wasn't worth it. The girl wasn't worth it. The pain and agony to my family wasn't worth it.
If you think you control it, you can't. It can't be controlled. It will take a hold of you quicker than you ever thought possible.
I'm 34 years old now. I feel that my 20s were, completely unproductive and a waste.
I don't know anyone who has just done cocaine one time and had it not affect their life in a negative way.
It might seem fun right now, and you might be thinking you're having a good time, but there's no such thing as an old drug addict. You're gonna kill yourself.
You're choosing death over life, and that's the reality of the decision you're making.